All right, what's good, y'all? Today we're gonna go over what just happened on Friday, how I made $36,000 in one day, and where I think the market's gonna go next in the next couple of weeks and month. So first of all, let's clear this mess on my screen. Let's clear all of this. So boom, let's do that first, and let's just go over and look how beautiful this big drop here was on Friday. This was a massive candle to the downside. And this candle is what made me $36,000. And the crazy part is I only caught a quarter of this candle, like literally not even a quarter of this candle. I could have made so much more, but we're going to go over that in this video. We're going to go over everything. First thing and foremost, let's get into this trade. So I'm pretty sure this is why most of you are here to see how I caught this very beautiful trade. So over the past 6 months, you can see since April, we've been just slowly grinding up, catching pops. Market's very bullish with almost very little pullbacks. Now, as a trader, you should know what market structure is. You should know what a bull trend, bear trend, consolidation is. And I'm going to just go over how a normal, typical bull trend, uptrend should look like. So let's bring out the brush right here and I'm going to show you. So on an uptrend, this is a healthy uptrend. Up, down, higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, and so on and so forth. Now, as you can see on this uptrend right here, we barely saw a dip. As you can see, if we zoom out, continuous push up with some dips in between. But ever since April, ever since the tariff war right here, we kind of had very little to no dips going to the upside. And for a healthy uptrend, we need a consistently up and down motion to continue higher. We need higher highs, higher lows, and we need really healthy dips and pullbacks to continue higher. Now, ever since April, this, let's say, boom, let's say this was April. Ever since then, we just did this. We just did that. Just a grind up with no pullbacks, no necessary pullbacks, no nothing. So as you can see, we're way overextended, especially going into September, August. Usually September, August are probably the worst months of the year, but this August to September was very bullish and very strong. So the market, I knew, was especially overextended. We had no major pullbacks, no nothing. So I was really expecting something big to come. We had bullish momentum with no healthy pullback. And as you can see here, over 40 million options contracts have been opened. This is the highest record ever. This is the most volume the market has ever seen. And this is the most people are actually getting into trading. A lot of retailers are coming into the market right now. So this is what's really just been pushing the market higher and higher and higher all the way up here. Now, for the last 2 weeks, I've been trying to catch the top. I've been trying to figure out where we're going to get this major pullback, because after all of this, I knew we were going to get a nice rug pull. I knew we needed a proper pullback to continue higher. We can't, the market just doesn't go straight up. It won't ever keep going straight up. So I was trying to figure out where we could get a nice pullback. And the last 2 weeks, I've been nailing shorts the last 2 weeks, intraday shorts. And this Friday was actually the day, where we got the nice, very juicy pullback, the nice, very deep pullback. And as you can see, like this pullback, this major drop that everyone literally probably thought the whole market's collapsing, we're literally at the same level that we were not even a month ago. If you go back to right here, if you go back to September 17th, 16th, and you say the market is going to be at the same level within the next month, you're going to be like, oh, nothing happened. But because of all this upside that came up and this major drop, this single day drop was so big, people literally lost their mind. But realistically, if you look on the larger picture, this is nothing. This is not even a good proper dip. A nice proper dip is going to look something like this, like a nice deep pullback. At least half of that, at least something like this. But this one candle is not the end of the pullback. Right now, let's get into the trade. Let's get into how I caught this trade. Very, very beautiful trade. So let's go over my thesis here. So if we zoom out, look at the prior week here, we can see we're getting pretty much a structure in this box. We're kind of consolidating, getting structure in this box, but SPY really had trouble breaking highs. Every time we get up here, we get shot down, shot down, shot down. So I know that we have a lot of resistance to the upside. So on this particular day on Friday, I had marked out the previous high up here on Thursday before we had a nice good sell-off. I marked that previous high out. When the market opened, we started pushing up. So I was going to see if we could catch a break and retest to get some more upside on this day. But we rejected the same level the market has been rejecting the last week or so. So I know this is a very strong resistance and that we can see a potential breakdown and we can catch a really good trade to the downside. So once we resisted the 673, 674 level up here, I wanted to catch my first short. We got a pull up, and then I really wanted to catch a short under this zone, under 672.30s. I wanted to break down under here to catch shorts. But since we had a nice rejection here, we came down. We had a lot of selling momentum. So on my Discord at 10:03, 10:04, I said everyone load puts and get it ready. And I got filled here at 10:04. We had we're breaking down. I wanted to catch the breakdown under this structure. So I think I got filled a little early here, but I got in. I didn't want to miss it because sometimes when a trade goes, it goes and it leaves you in the dust, especially if you trade 0DTs. You want to get the best entry. So I entered right here looking for a breakdown under 672.30s under this box. And unfortunately, the first trade, boom, we got stopped out. We broke up and I stopped out right here at 10:07. I called out my Discord. We fully got out. We did catch 15% at these lows, but not enough for me to take any profit. So unfortunately, the first trade was lost. The second trade I came in, we're coming down, a lot of bearish, a lot of selling pressure coming down, and we finally broke 672.30s. I wanted to get in. I wanted to not miss out on this. So I called it again on my Discord. I reloaded it and I got filled at 10:16, and you can see right here 10:16 this candle. I got filled on my second entry on SPY puts, and we started to break down. We had some good momentum going, but we just didn't quite get that nice push that I was looking for. And we came back up to the area, we broke to the upside, and then boom, we hit our stop loss again. 2 times in a row the trade was going in our way, and then it reversed and stopped us out. It was kind of frustrating, but I was willing to take the risk. See, as a trader, you can never always win 100% of the time. You're going to take losses, and sometimes your trade idea is right, but you don't know when it's going to actually happen. So I don't mind taking that risk. So as soon as we came up to 673 pretty much, and we started to reject again, I called it out on my Discord, and I got filled again for the 3rd time. And I just wanted to get in, and I was going to keep my risk right here, the break of this structure. If we broke above this right here, this line, that was going to be my stop. So I got in on this candle, the 10:28 candle, and we kind of just chopped around. We chopped around, came down. It was pretty much decently in profit here, but we shot back up. And at these candles right here, I was so close to just getting out, but I'm like, no, let me just wait for my stop loss. Let me just wait. If it hits my stop loss, I'm out. If it doesn't, I'm gonna stay in it. These 2 candles was so close for me to stop out, but I actually held it, and I'm so glad I did, because I would have been sick if I missed out on this drop. Then eventually right here at 10:57, this was the candle that pretty much made me shit myself. Trump released tariff news, but at the time no one knew what the hell was going on. But as soon as this candle came in, it was almost a automatic 100 to 200% from being down almost 15% or so to being up 200% within a couple of seconds was one of the most craziest things. Then the next candle, 1058, was when I fully closed my position out here at 300 and something percent, $36,000 profit. I closed it out. Once you see a very aggressive move in the market, especially if it goes in your way, you want to take your profit, you want to get out, because there's a lot of times I've been in the market and we had a very crazy pop or a very crazy dump, and then it reverses and goes the other way. So I would be damned if I was up $36,000 and then it shot up and I got stopped out. I would have been sick to my stomach. So this is more than I ever could ask for. 300%, $36,000. I couldn't ask for more. Honestly, I couldn't. I was so happy with it, and I closed it. And as you can see, look what just happened. The whole market just continued to sell off. We dumped all the way down to 653 at the end of the day, which we're all the way up by 670s. This was one of the craziest drops I witnessed and experienced, and actually caught a piece of this. As you can see, this was the trade right here. We got in here, stop loss was up here. This is what we caught. This is a 4-5R trade pretty much. This is what I caught right here. Look how much more I could have got. I'm not the type of person to do the math and see how much more I could have made, because that will fucks up your psychology and it fucks up your head. I'm glad I caught this small piece. I'm very happy, and that's it. And you should too. If you caught a small piece of a big move, be happy and keep going, because the old me, I would have tried to get back in. I would have tried to get calls, reverse it, trying to get some extra money, and I would always usually blow all of my profits trying to maximize my gains. But realistically, once you catch a good move, call it a day, turn your chart off, go outside, touch grass, do something, just get off, because the longer you stay, the more possibility you're gonna mess up the profit you just made. And I was not willing to do that. With my experience, I turned it off, I called it a day, and this was a very beautiful day, one of my biggest days in my trading career. Now, if I would have held, I probably could have made 160 grand, but I'm not gonna sit here and ask for more than what I just made. Honestly, I'm just very happy, and you gotta be the same. You gotta be happy, take what you get, and keep it pushing. So once we caught this very good move, bro, I was very happy, and the market dropped a lot more than I expected in one day. But as you can see, we had a very nice pullback, nice rug pull that I posted on Instagram, and I even predicted something like this was gonna happen. But it's very crazy to actually be in it and catch it. It's such a good feeling. But right now, let's look at how much farther I think the market could go down. So a lot of people, they see a nice drop. Let's go to Bitcoin. Let's talk about how retailers think about this drop, what people definitely do, and something that I'm not going to do, and I'm going to wait to buy more crypto and long term. This is just the beginning of a pullback. A lot of people saw this very major dip, and as you can see, we got bought and back up. That's mainly because a lot of retailers saw a 10%, 20% discount on cryptos, Bitcoin, whatever. We saw a major drop. A lot of people got in because they think just because it dropped 10, 20%, they think it's going to recover that quick the same day and the next day. Like, no. Usually when we have a major drop like this, with my experience, it usually continues, and you always, I don't know, what I'm going to do is I'm going to wait till the third, fourth, fifth dip to buy, because you can see even there's memes online where people buy the dip, then it dips more, they buy the dip, it dips even more, they buy another dip, and they're out of money, and it keeps dipping. And then once it finally rips up, they missed out on so much profit if they would have just waited. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to wait for a major pullback. I want to see a lot more to the downside. As you can see, we got buying back up on crypto, on Bitcoin right here. I believe this is just a pop-up, and we're going to fade down lower. We're going to push down lower on Bitcoin. For a healthy pullback, we need a good correction, which probably would be around this area right here on Bitcoin. anywhere from 98 to 100K would be a nice pullback for it to continue higher. And we could also target these lows here to 90 to 94K. These are like my pullback areas for Bitcoin that it needs to touch before it can go higher. That goes the same thing with SPY, with the S&P 500. Just because we had this very nice grind up, we need a very nice pullback. And I believe on the S&P 500, we need at least a good pullback to around here, 600 to 620 area. This is a pullback area that I highly anticipate, and I think we need to see before we can push up any more higher in the market. So with that being said, don't take my advice, don't take anyone else's advice for sure. Just because I said I think it might come down here, don't load the boat with puts and hopefully it gets down here. Like, no, not everyone is going to be right. Not everyone can predict. Nobody can predict what's going to happen. But for my experience, the first dip is never going to be the last dip. We need a lot more of a pullback before we go higher. So I'm going to be watching SPY to the downside. I believe we're going to kind of grind lower for the next few weeks before we get a nice pop up. And I don't think we're going to get here 100% for sure, but I think we're going to get a little pop up, maybe gap up next week. And we're going to start to fade lower, get a few pop-ups and just fade lower till we get around this area on SPY. And then we're going to start to reverse back up and get a nice pop-up to the upside. A lot of people want to get in as soon as the first dip comes in. And that's where a lot of people will be mistaken, because the first dip is never going to be the last dip. It's just going to continue. So personally, for long-term trades, I'm going to hold off till we get a little bit more lower, both on the stock and crypto market, before I buy in. But yeah, I'm not going to try to make this video too long. I'm going to keep it nice and short, just going over, how I caught this trade, going over my knowledge, and pretty much take it day by day after a very big drop like this for the next week or two to see how the market reacts and how the volatility pushes the market. And pretty much we just got to trade off levels. Now, what I'm going to do before tomorrow's session is I'm going to clear this whole chart. I'm going to clear all of these intraday levels I have. All of this is junk now. All of this is just noise on my chart. So what I have to do is clear all of these levels and reevaluate my chart and catch higher time frame levels and catch better intraday levels. And that's something I'm going to work on overnight. And on Monday, I'm going to be ready to trade. I'm going to go live on Discord like I do every single trading day. And we're going to kill it. We're going to kill it and we're going to make money. And I hope you guys could be a part of my journey. So yeah, I'm going to call it here. I'm going to see y'all tomorrow. Peace out, y'all.